Joining us now is psychiatrist Dr. Janet Taylor, a good friend of ours, whose new book, The Courageous Classroom, is just out. Dr. Janet, always appreciate your insight and perspective. You just heard Amy's piece, and while Simone is very appreciative of the love and support, she realizes that she's also receiving criticism, people saying what she did was quitting and not being, it showed weakness. How do you respond to that?
Well, I completely disagree. She's arguably the best gymnast of our lifetime, and she didn't get there by being a quitter nor being weak. And even if you look at her background, being in foster care, pushing through that, she's right. Her achievements are so much more than on the mat. And what this time really should tell us, going through 18 months of COVID-19 and racial reckoning, is we need to have more empathy for others and be able to stand in their shoes with grace and realizing that we don't have to be that person to take a back step and try to understand what they have lived through. So she is not a quitter, nor is she weak. She has courage, and we should applaud that.
So, Dr. Janet, I watched this all play out with my two daughters at home, and they're both huge Simone Biles fans. They were looking forward to her compete. For parents out there who are trying to explain what happened to their kids, what advice do you have? And also, how should we explain to our kids how to address big challenges in the future?
Well, you're right. This is a teachable moment. What we should be telling our children is that there will be challenges, but how to highlight their strengths along with their vulnerability, saying, it's important to feel good about what you're doing. As Justin Bieber said, it's also okay to say no when you feel like you may be faced with something that's tough, but you can practice, you can work. And as parents, we want to hear from them so we can share our stories and help them as they overcome obstacles, which life has obstacles.
And Dr. Janet, what can we learn from this about safeguarding our mental health during times of adversity?
Well, our mental health is paramount. As the World Health Organization says, there's no physical health without mental health. So what you want to do is to be able to tell people, I'm not okay. We know it's okay to say I'm not okay, and be authentic and open when you may be feeling something, sad, anxious. We have to lose the stigma and really open this conversation about the importance of mental health. So speak up if you're not feeling well, but also seek help.
And how do you get others to understand and respect your mental health decisions?
Well, get people to respect your mental health decisions by, you prioritizing them. It's really a time to be self-aware and understand what you need. Use our emotional intelligence so that we can continue to push through, and as many people, millions of people are doing, especially post-COVID and worrying about the workplace and worrying about school. People face obstacles every single day that they push through. We have that capacity, but now is the time to really say when I need help and really recognize the strength that we were all born with and can use.
So, Dr. Janet, how do we know when it's time to pull back?
Well, you know when it's time to pull back by reflecting on how you're doing. So if you're having trouble at work, at school, with relationships, to do that, be aware of your past trauma, look at your personal stressors, and focus on your mental health. And certainly if you find that you're having trouble sleeping or using alcohol or drugs to cope, and worst case feel like you want to hurt yourself, that's a huge red flag that you need to talk to someone. Help is out there. Talk to your primary care doctor. If you don't have insurance, there are resources, but get the help for yourself, because you don't have to necessarily see an injury to have a psychic injury or mental injury, and it's up to you to know how you feel and when you don't feel well, and to really speak up and speak loudly about it.
As always, thank you so much, Dr. Janet. And remind us, what's the title of your new book?
Oh, it's called The Courageous Classroom, Creating a Culture of Safety for Students to Learn and Thrive. It's for K through 12 educators, but really will benefit administrators, parents, and I have a great co-writer, Jed Dearyberry, who's a teacher in South Carolina and full of tips, so thank you so much.
You got it. Thank you so much. Well, hey there, GMA fans. Robin Roberts here. Thanks for checking out our YouTube channel. Lots of great stuff here. So go on, click the subscribe button right over here to get more of awesome videos and content from GMA every day, anytime. We thank you for watching, and we'll see you in the morning on GMA.